welcome to Misfits on Vinyl. My name is Spencer Streichert. I'm an actor, comedian, and one of your tits.
My name is Aaron, and I hate the fucking kazoo so much. It's the worst fucking
I was going to say
instrument.
this last episode that we should invest in a electric kazoo and plug it right into the interface.
I should invest in a Glock 9 and fucking end it all. If we're doing that, boys.
Who are you?
Who am I? My name's Aaron, and I love my life. I love my podcast. And I love my podcast co-host.
Aaron is also an actor.
I am, yeah.
Currently acting like he hates the kazoo, but I know that he loves it.
Yeah, it's my favorite. Right up there with the recorder.
You know what? The recorder slaps.
Hot cross buns for fucking everybody. No, it's not an invitation. This is not an invitation. Thank you. That's why I love Sam Sam.
Okay, before we get into it, we should probably talk about our drink. This week, from our official, non-official sponsor of the podcast, Cabin Brewing, we got Luminosity.
We've had this one before, I think, on the pod.
I don't
know.
think we
it's
have.
one of their core 4. Is it 4?
Yeah, but I think this is the second time we've only had a core. Sunshine we had.
We had Sunshine. We had I don't remember this can, so that's why I don't think
I brought some other lagers on.
Yeah.
But not this bad
This is
boy.
a good old German pills.
It's a classic summer drink. I fucking love this beer.
This is very, as they say in the biz, crushable.
It's crushable.
Yeah, that's good
Okay,
shit.
before we get into it, something that I forgot last episode.
Yeah.
So this past weekend would have been myself and Brittany Lysing at the Tea House doing a full weekend because they gave me the full weekend to do a show.
Congrats, that's rad.
Yeah, it's amazing. Thinking that might lead to better things, it will not. Tea House is closing at the end of the month, so Tea House will no longer be a venue for comedy at the end of the month, which means my Thursdays are free. But it's not all bad. I'm not like I am obviously bummed about it. I would like to say thank you to everyone who has made Tea House so amazing. That includes all of the audience members that keep coming out every week. Like that room has been packed the whole time I've been running it. It's been almost 2 years now. That's the thing that bums me out the most, is that it was so close to being 2 years that I was running that room. But it is closing down because it's just not feasible. They were thinking about selling the place, and then they were gonna like kind of basically push everything over. The way it's looking right now, it might be a new venue that is owned by the same company that might bring me back to host comedy in the fall.
Nice.
But they're going to be renovating everything.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers
I
crossed.
do have a question then about this. If you say it's at the end of the month, is your last Tea House show going to be the 27th?
It is the 27th.
So this episode comes out on the 26th.
Oh, shit. I thought this came out on the 19th.
No, last episode should have been the 19th.
Last episode was the 12th.
Oh, fuck, I did this wrong. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. This is the 19th.
Is the Today in Music up to date?
Yeah, it is up to date. I just got my Wednesdays mixed up.
No, it's all good.
Wow.
So, yeah, you got 2 more chances to come and see the Tea House.
Cheers to the fucking Tea House.
Cheers to the
man.
Tea House.
You did a really good job. I'm proud of you.
Thank
I'm
you.
proud of you, man. Good shit.
I just went to sip my microphone.
You know what? That's the vibe I feel.
Shout out to all the people that work there, too. There's a lot of nice people that work there. I feel bad for them.
Perlick, Julie the bartender, who I'm going to be hanging out with later today.
Nice.
Jake, who, that's the other thing. A lot of people had to leave because they had to close down the top restaurant.
Yeah.
So a lot of the people that I saw every week just fucking had to, I haven't seen in a long time already.
Damn.
So it's a bummer, but at the same time, I do feel like this is where I look at it from a positive. I had 2 years where every week I got up and hosted a room, and I got to try out new material. I got to fucking get better as a host, get better as a comedian. So, it's the end, but it's not a bad thing.
You also got to, take care of your friends as well, your local comedian friends. You got to give them a spot. You got to highlight some people that you think is talented. So
I gave a lot of people
man.
their very first 20 minutes on stage.
So, fuck yeah, dude.
Which is fucking cool as hell to think about, too. Like, a lot of people, I had a few people that were like, I don't think I'm ready for 20. And I was like, you're going to be ready because I'm giving you 2 months to get ready for it. So a lot of people like had something to work for, and then they were like, "Oh shit, I did that. It wasn't scary." And I'm like, "Yeah." So like there's things like that. Like I agree. I think that was cool about it too.
And they had some really garlic fries.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah,
I enjoyed those fries.
Some fucking hella garlic fries.
I'm gonna try and enjoy those fries at least one more time before it all shuts down.
Well, the kitchen is already closed.
Well, never fucking mind. Did I miss you say that?
No,
Okay.
I might have missed saying that, but I will say this: if you can before it ends, go get Julie to make you a post watermelon Malone. It's a fucking great cocktail there. You gotta have the post watermelon Malone.
Bet.
Well, cheers to that.
Cheers.
We already cheersed it, but cheers again.
Skål.
Let's go. On to new things, new ventures.
On to new things. On to a big old tour across. I'm sure that by the time that this comes out, I'll be able to announce it. Mm-hmm. Going on tour with a theater show. It's Pewaukee. It's a Cree adaptation of Macbeth. Takes place during the Cree and Blackfoot Wars. And your boy is in that. It opens the first week of October in Halifax at the Neptune.
Nice.
Which I'm fucking excited about. And then it'll be going all over Nova Scotia and then all over the Northwest Territories after that. So come see me then, or else see me on my next tour in January when I fucking do stand-up again.
Nice. That's rad, man. Congratulations.
It's going to be fun. Mm-hmm. All right. So to move on from a bummer note.
Yeah. No, it's not a bummer.
No, I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, no, it's not a bummer at all. I'm driving the bus today, so strap up, kids.
Yeah.
We're about to be ready for a bumpy ride.
Yeah, I got the kazoo ready.
Yeah. For some reason, that's not in my notes. I don't know why. It's not in my episode notes at all. Sam is preemptively...
Sam's ready to kill my mic at any moment.
But we'll just get into it. We already recorded an episode today. Our format has been, I guess we can communicate it to the audience. It's probably good for them to know. We're doing things a little differently recording wise going forward. We're trying to backlog some episodes for when you do go away.
Yep.
So double episodes every week. So one episode we'll kind of be talking about what's going on in our lives. Unfortunately, not that much happens in our lives. So we kind of run out of things to talk about 2 episodes in a row. Without running over the same shit.
I will say we are lucky, though, that coming up we got Stampede and Folk Fest.
Yes.
So we're going to have lots of concert stories to talk about, which I'm excited.
Yes, I'm really looking forward.
We didn't talk about it last episode, but how was your guys' weekends? It was just Canada Day. We talked about it beforehand, before we started recording last episode.
That's true. I honestly, all I did was look after a dog.
Yeah. I worked, and then I went to my parents' thing, and my parents had a bit of a shindig. At their house. There was like 20 or so people.
You know the one thing I did do that I forgot to mention before? I fucking saw the new Indiana Jones movie.
Yes, I saw that on
how was that? I've heard not great things and also great things.
It's fun. It's a fun fucking movie. Okay, here's the thing that I'm going to say. I hate that people are just shitting on everything that they did this with Star Wars, and I think the only Star Wars movie that I really didn't like was The Last Jedi. I think other than that, I was always able to find something enjoyable about it, and but people shit on things and they're like, "Oh, this is fucking stupid." With the new Indiana Jones movie now, people are upset because they say it's unrealistic compared to everything else in the universe, and I'm like. I don't know if you saw the fucking first 3 movies, but let's just break it down.
Kalima.
Ark of the Covenant. A dude's face melts. They pull out a guy's heart in Temple of Doom. Kalima. And then in fucking in Last Crusade, they drink from an old cup and it turns them to dust. So fucking who gives a shit?
What's the fucking Shia LaBeouf one?
Crystal Skull.
See that one?
The aliens in that one, right? Yeah.
And that one, you know what? I'll say that one is my least favorite Indiana Jones movie. I still haven't seen it a second time. I probably never will see it a second time, but I will see Dial of Destiny again. I thought that Harrison Ford was great in it. They really did well with the de-aging in this one. It wasn't wasn't nearly as bad as in The Irishman when Bob De Niro's walking around still looking like an old guy.
But like the de-aging in that movie is amazing. They just can't fix his walk.
Yeah. And whereas
well, I would argue that like you couldn't tell how old he was meant to be in The Irishman.
It was vague.
Yeah, like is he like they keep calling him kid, but he looks like he's like fucking nearly 60. You know, like especially at the start when he's driving the truck and he fucking runs into Russell Buffaliano or whatever.
Like he was supposed to be like 16 or something.
No, I
at
think
that time,
yeah,
but he looked 30 at.
I think
least.
he looked like he was in his 40s, and I think they like he was supposed to be like in his early 20s.
And that
30s,
walk, I remember when we watched it, we laughed so hard at the theater. He's like kicking that dude on the ground.
We saw it at the TIFF Bell Lightbox Theater. Sam was in town, and we probably got baked, and knowing us, we
took some edibles.
Yeah, and fucking we died laughing when he beats the shit out of the shopkeeper.
You shouldn't do a wide angle when you know you can't do it.
No, I totally agree, and that's where I feel like in this movie, like, it like the first 30 minutes is like, takes place like, you know, around World War II. So Indiana Jones around that time is supposed to be in his like 40s or 50s, right? Mm-hmm. So it's believable. It's believable with how he looks and he walks and everything. And it's amazing. There's a fuck ton of stunts in it. There's a whole lot of... it's got everything that you want in an Indiana Jones movie. He punches Nazis and fucking looks for treasure. What more do you want from a fucking movie?
That sounds right up like fucking Indiana Jones' alley.
Yeah,
so.
That's exactly what I want with Indiana Jones.
Yeah, and they even adapted. There's like a great part where they do a fun snake joke that without actually doing a snake joke. It's great. They
That's
fucking
cute.
Phoebe Bridgers-Waller is fucking amazing in it. She's so fucking funny in this movie, and like I don't know, I liked their chemistry. I thought that the movie was fun.
Nice.
I can understand if people are shitty about it, but like fuck off, let people enjoy.
This
things.
is something I've thought about a lot when it comes to movies. I feel like a lot when people like we hang out with a lot of people that are really into movies. Mm-hmm. Sometimes when you get really into movies, people forget that movies it's allowed to be fun.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't always have to be fucking serious, gripping, or like whatever it may be. It's okay to go to a movie and just like it because it was fun. I even sometimes forget that. I see a movie and I'm like, oh, whatever, like, well, yeah. But it was a fun movie. Like, we talked about it on the podcast. I love the fucking Puss in Boots movie, the new one.
Yeah.
It was a blast.
That's a good movie.
It was a blast.
I would argue that's like a well-written movie.
But I think people sometimes forget, especially when you get really into movies, that it's okay to go to a movie and just have fun.
Yeah, I think we're losing that, like what you're saying. People are losing that, especially in like pop culture, because film nerds will be film nerds.
Yeah.
But like because blockbusters used to be like a once every 2 month event, and now we're getting like 2 blockbusters a week, and we're like losing focus on what a blockbuster should be.
Yeah.
There used to be the summer blockbuster.
Yeah, one movie,
and you know what? Last year, Top Gun Maverick fucking nailed it. That movie was so fucking fun, and it had the right amount of nostalgia. It had the right amount of like modernizing the fucking
that movie
story.
Fucking ruled. I didn't think I went in there thinking I wasn't gonna like it.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
And I loved that movie.
Just cut the opening, and the movie's perfect. I hate the opening of that.
I really dug the Val Kilmer fucking scene.
Oh my
Holy
God.
shit, that was
almost
good.
brought a tear to my eye. Like,
Also, fucking fighter jets are so cool.
They are cool.
Yeah, like fucking.
Can we just admit that sometimes it's fun to watch shit blow up on screen?
Oh my God,
dude, the sound design in that movie as well. Like they nailed everything. Yeah. Especially, I did the double feature, watch the original and then that. The original sucks compared to the thing. It's so fucking boring.
That's why I love like some of the '90s action movies, like The Rock, dude. That movie fucking rolled. Like Michael Bay at his best, man. Like fuck, man. I love those old action movies because they were just fun. You just watch shit blow up. They didn't care about being cheesy. Now it's like when an action movie is cheesy, they are like pointing out the fact that it's cheesy.
You know what's a
every
perfect
time,
example of that? Fucking Face Off. Holy shit, what a stupid premise, but man, that movie's fun.
Yeah.
Fuck off if people think that's not a fun movie.
Oh, it's
You get
amazing.
to watch 2 extremely over-the-top actors try and be the other person. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I do miss some of the ridiculous movies they used to make, like fucking Twins, dude.
Oh,
There never be another fucking Twins. They used to make the most fucking randomest movies, dude. Like, it's the best. Yeah, they don't do that anymore.
We've lost a lot of it because when absurdist comments or like ideas show up in film, I find they always take grounded approaches, and like they're cool, but it's ridiculous. I think of the movie Frank, where the dude wears a fucking paper mache head for the whole movie.
Yeah.
And they try and make it's a great movie, but like they make it realistic and about depression and all this shit, and like you could just have fun with the idea of a dude who never takes off a paper mache head.
Well, I think in recent times too, it's like every movie has to be a moneymaker. It's starting to see some other, some more indie movies pop up that still get, the Oscar success. But every movie nowadays, I feel like it's so formulaic. It has to make money.
Yeah.
Especially when I know, how I stand on the superhero stuff, but like everything has to fucking follow the same formula. It has to make X amount of dollars. It drives me nuts because you lose the unique movies that used to come out, the stuff that became hits because they were unique, but nobody takes a shot on them, nobody takes a flyer on them anymore because they're not guaranteed to make any money.
I did see the new Spider-Verse movie, and that fucks.
That movie's really good. I watched that too.
Holy shit. Yeah. Banger.
But even that, man, the fucking multiverse thing now is everywhere, dude.
Yeah, I'm over it.
It was unique.
I agree.
It was unique when that came out, and now it's stale. It's like how many fucking multiverse movies have there been now since the fucking Into the Spider-Verse?
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once was the last one that did it well. And like this movie does it amazing, but I'm bored of it. I don't care.
But it's the hot thing for like fucking like.
We're gonna get a lot of it though because the like Marvel movies are just dipping their toes into it right now.
Fucking annoying, dude. It's so annoying. Like the fucking there's been so many, like the fucking Spider-Man was a multi-universe thing.
They're like just about to start it all up though. Like this is I've read
was the new Ant-Man as well.
No, but it's like setting up for it to happen. It's all doing that, and I've read this comic run of Marvel, like the Secret Wars and the Secret Invasion. I've read this era, and like this is the tip of the iceberg for what Marvel's about to get into with multiverse shit.
Fucking boring.
It's like there's going to be some cool moments, but I don't know if I could watch the movies to get to those cool moments.
Yeah, that shit is fucking already gone stale. Like I said, everybody's taken. So this movie was unique. We're gonna pump the formula out again.
Yeah.
Oh, you want three Spider-Mans? We already had 15 Spider-Mans in the first Spider-Verse. Now we got Tobey Maguire's back and Andrew Garfield's back.
And I gotta say this too, like. How, like, we get probably every 2 or 3 months there's a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And
it's like every month at this point.
Yeah.
If it's not a movie, it's a TV show coming out.
Yeah, exactly. And then on top of that, we have all the DC shit as well. And DC
boring, dude. Fuck.
Yeah, so fucking boring. All of them are the exact same trope, and like they follow the exact same formula. So you're like, okay, so introduce superhero. He doesn't know how to use his powers. Then he figures it out. Then bad guy introduction. Conflict. Will the superhero survive? Of course he will. He's got fucking hero armor.
I appreciated about the first Tom Holland Spider-Man movie was they just got into it. They're like, yeah, I got bit by a spider, fuck. And they didn't give him an origin story. And I appreciated that. But now and then like for blockbusters, like the last Tom Holland one that we're talking about, like that was the last like made for theater blockbuster I feel like I've seen. Like that was made to watch it with an audience and freak out over.
Well, until Oppenheimer comes out now.
Yeah, dude, Oppenheimer, Barbie.
But this is why TV has been so much better the past 5 years.
Yeah.
TV has been killing it because it's so much better than movies. They're actually producing original ideas. They're actually, investing money in new styles of content, new storylines. Like, it's fucking amazing.
Say this while we can, because the next 2 years of TV is gonna fucking suck because of this writer strike.
Well, it is, and it's also gonna be a lot of reality TV is about to make another boom like it did in the fucking mid 2000s.
Yeah,
when
the last
writer strike. And it sucks too because like I feel like the biggest problem is that like. I would have like I obviously I support the writers and everything. Like I'm not saying that they don't need to get residuals off of their work and everything like that. But what I will say is that studios need to give writers the freedom to have original ideas again, because the problem is that all of these writers are writing these, like a lot of the Marvel and Star Wars shows and all that, like it's a lot of based off of canon and based off of X, Y, and Z, so they have to work within a certain parameter, and then.
But that falls into the same problem I was talking about.
Exactly.
Right? Everything has to have a proven track record before they greenlight a new movie.
Yep. Money.
That's a part of the problem. Is they're so focused on movies, and it only got worse after COVID because movies took such a hard hit. It's only getting worse because they couldn't actually have movies in theaters, so they lost out on a bunch of fucking money. All the stuff that was already in production, they lost out on for a year. Nobody was going to the fucking movie theater. So now everything's got to have a proven track record. They're playing catch up. They want to make their money back. Like it's shitty.
Yeah, and that's why the strike is so rough, because they're trying to make their money back, and these writers are like, "Hey, you're making a fuckload of money, and we're not getting any residuals off streaming." So now they're trying to get that just tiny pinch of money.
Yeah,
and it's like fucking annoying to watch, and it's sad to see. Like
you are right about the reality TV thing, because it's already Netflix has already turned to reality TV because producing unique original content, full-fledged TV shows is so much more expensive than actually just pumping out reality shows. And reality TV shows do numbers.
Oh yeah.
So it's an interesting.
All these shows, especially Netflix, like the only original content you're gonna see from them is like them just buying a movie after they saw it at Cannes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that's all it's going to be. They're not going to be making it. They're going to be buying the rights to it.
Yeah. No, it's true. And I'm like one bad day away from fucking auditioning for Big Brother. So I'm in the same boat. I'm like,
can we all audition and try and get on?
That'd be great.
It's a weird thing. It's the streaming market and the content market is so oversaturated, but it's also saturated with the same shit.
Yeah.
So it's a really I don't know. Personally, I turn more towards YouTube content now.
Same.
I do as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically all I watch. Podcasts, long form, what do you call those? Where your video essays, long form video essays. I love that shit.
I either go to that or else I go like two of my favorite series that I've seen in the last 5 years, and not that they were only made in the last 5 years, but Game of Thrones and The Crown. Yeah. I'm like I like shows that are that have that fucking character drama, and they're really well produced, and like there's so much money that is put into it because there's so much care put into every aspect of it. I like shows like that. I don't want to fucking watch some half-assed melodrama that shouldn't be fucking serialized. That's the other thing. When the hell are we gonna see a comeback of procedural dramas and and fucking sitcoms that don't follow a canon? I don't need to watch a whole series to enjoy something. I miss the days of CSI Miami, where you can just fucking turn it on for an hour.
There are some shows that still do that. It's Always Sunny is still it's still you could turn on any episode
what
of
are
It's
they
Always
on?
Sunny.
Season 17 now?
Yeah, season 16 or 17.
Yeah,
I think.
you could turn that on and it's fucking, you don't have to follow. Same with Curb Your Enthusiasm, but they make a season every 5 years, so it doesn't fucking matter.
That show's been running for 20 years and they have 30 episodes.
Well, and we were talking about it on the car ride here, Abbott Elementary had such a strong first season, and season 2 just dropped off.
I'm so disappointed in that show. I don't know if you're familiar. It's Quinta Brunson. She used to be on BuzzFeed, but she made this really unique sitcom about school teachers in inner city Philadelphia, and the struggles they have with underfunded schools and things like that. She's a brand new teacher, and fucking awesome show. First season was 10 episodes, 12 episodes.
Great sitcom,
fucking
set it up
really
well.
Funny, unique. Great characters, and then the second season it's a bloated 25 episode. Fucking, we watched 7 or 8 episodes, me and Sarah, and we're it's nothing has changed. It lost its charm. The characters are all now formulaic. They grew in the first season. They had character growth, and they don't anymore. Yeah, it's disappointing.
God, that's a bummer. That reminds me of Glow. The first season was great.
First season fucked.
It was so good, and then they tried to make everyone too likable, and they really didn't need to. They needed to double down on the hateability of some people to make it interesting.
I love an anti-hero, man.
I love a good anti-hero. Yeah. Fucking BoJack Horseman. There's another example.
Another good.
That was
good one.
It's really great.
Really
TV.
fucking well written.
Really amazing.
Ended ass though, I will say. The last
I enjoyed it, but the final episode was
That's what I mean. The final episode was so bad.
Final if they didn't have the final episode and just end it blankly with the second to last episode, because that's the death episode.
Yeah, The View from Halfway Down should have been the series
closing. That's a finale. It was beautiful.
I would have loved that instead of the fake out, and then here, let's go through all the fucking problems that he had again. Oh, look, him and Diane are just looking at the stars at the end of it. Fucking, I didn't need to know any of that. I didn't need to know any of that.
Yeah, if anything comes out of this writer's strike, it should be better endings to fucking TV shows.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, man. Yeah.
First, give them a good ending on this strike.
It's true. Anyways, that's our segment, Misfits on television and movies.
Anyway, we're all excited for Oppenheimer and Barbie.
Yes, doubleheader. I feel like we should go together, boys.
We should.
I'm trying to plan a little outing where we do like Oppenheimer, then we go get drinks at and food and get kind of tipsy, and then go see Barbie.
That's my thought too. I want to see that too. I want to see my homie Simu. Fucking Simu.
I think I want to see Barbie first.
Simu fucking he
needs a social media manager.
He helped me out when I first moved to Toronto.
Yeah, I know. I remember you were messaging with him.
Yeah.
Did you see all the shit that was going down with him on TikTok?
When?
Oh, like a few weeks ago. Oh, people do not like him that much on the internet.
Did he pull a Howie Mandel?
No, well, kind of. He needs a social media manager because he runs everything himself still. And like the whole TikTok thing that happened, like somebody just made a TikTok be like, I don't really like him for these reasons, which when you're a celebrity, that's going to happen. And he starts beef. He starts the beef with this chick. And then everybody doubles down being like, shut the fuck up, let her have her opinion. And then he triples down on everybody else. And he just wouldn't take any little bit of criticism. And it was just came down to dude, just get off the internet. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
My boy.
Yeah. He seems like a very nice person. He just needs a social media manager.
Also, one more thing on Barbie. Thank God they canceled it with Amy Schumer. Oh my God, dude. Can you imagine this movie with fucking Amy Schumer?
It was also a completely different script and director attached to it at that point.
And I gotta say this too. I mean, I know that everybody it's popular for people to hate on Amy Schumer. I will say her early shit was great though. She was
Gilmore Girls is amazing.
Wait, what?
Gilmore Girls.
Amy Schumer?
Yeah.
Was she in Gilmore Girls?
Yeah, she's a main character on that.
What are you talking about?
Amy Schumer. Oh no, I'm thinking Melissa McCarthy. My bad.
Yeah, what?
I don't know what I'm thinking.
Sam, mute your own mic now.
Yeah, you lost your privilege. You don't get to edit that one out.
No, you don't get to edit that out.
No, you don't get to edit that one out.
Amy Schumer and Gilmore Girls. You know she was also in fucking Goodfellas. I'm pretty sure she's in Goodfellas, dude. This is fucking so amazing.
No, you know what she was in? She was in King of Comedy.
Oh yeah, it was fucking Taxi Driver. She played the little girl.
Guys, it was Casablanca.
Yeah, she played the little girl in fucking Taxi Driver.
Guys,
what wire crossed in my head.
I don't know either because they're very different people.
She was so good in Sophie's Choice, man. God bless Amy Schumer, dude. She's in everything, man. What else hasn't she been in?
She was great in Golden Girls.
Yeah. Golden Girls was good. Yeah. How I Met Amy Schumer, one of my favorite sitcoms of all time, dude.
Yeah, I loved that. I loved that. You know what? Her and Neil Patrick Harris, best chemistry.
Yeah,
I was glad they got married in the end.
Yeah, that was really good, dude. Best part of the show, actually. Fuck, dude, I love
that and the ukulele scene.
Dude,
those two things.
Dude, her role as fucking Carmela on The Sopranos is unbelievable.
She fucking kills it in that.
Yeah. Tony,
listen. So there was a dick in my ass today.
Yeah, and Tony, my pussy is so fat. It looks like gabagool.
You know what? I feel like we named the wrong person Big Pussy because of my vagina.
The worst thing Amy Schumer did do though was fucking let LeBron James think he can act.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Yeah, that's
because that spawned a movie of his own that also wasn't great. So
Space Jam,
Space Jam 2. Space Jammer.
Terrible. Anyways, shall we do the thing with the music?
Did you hear that Nate Bargatze ate one of LeBron James' pubes?
No, I never heard about that.
That's apparently a story floating around right now that just came out.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about LeBron James.
Yeah, I didn't know that about Nate Bargatze either.
I don't know.
Anthony Jeselnik said that it happened, though.
Who's Nate Bargatze?
He's a really clean comic.
Wow.
He does Christian comedy.
Oh, like Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
She was great on the Glenn Campbell Gospel Hour. All right, so every episode we start out with a segment called Sam the Tech Man's Today in Music History.
This whole segment's dedicated to Amy Schumer.
This is dedicated to Amy Schumer.
So in 2010,
and her work on Slumdog Millionaire.
2010, Amy Schumer and her former Black Sabbath bandmate, Ozzy Osbourne and his former Black Sabbath bandmate Tony Iommi settled a long-running legal dispute over the use of the group's name. Ooh. Ozzy had filed suit against the guitarist in May of 2009, accusing Iommi of falsely proclaiming to be the sole owner of the Black Sabbath name. By lodging an application with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, the pair released a joint statement confirming they had settled the dispute amicably.
I'll bet any money that Ozzy had no idea or cared at all about that, but Sharon Osbourne did.
Probably. 1980, Queen scored their UK #1 album with The Game, featuring the single Another One Bites the Dust.
Ooh.
2001, Wu-Tang. Okay, you're done. You're done, son. You're done, son. 2001, Wu-Tang Clan rapper Old Dirty Bastard, Russell Jones in brackets, was sentenced to spend between 2 and 4 years behind bars after being found guilty of drug possession. Ooh. He was arrested in July 1999 when police found cocaine and marijuana in his car after he was pulled over for driving through a red light.
Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yo, shimmy, yay. Give me the mic so I can take it away.
The rapper was later sent to a Los Angeles rehabilitation center and went on the run from authorities. Okay, you keep referencing things as last October or last year, but things that happened 20 years ago.
That's because it's within the year.
Okay.
Last year.
Sam just copied it. Don't fucking
I did pretty much copy. But like it makes sense in my head.
It does make
in
sense
2010, blah, 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 last year.
When I'm reading it, I just edit in my brain.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah. 1974, the Ozark Music Festival was held over 3 days on the Missouri State Fairgrounds in Sedalia, Missouri.
Ooh.
Sedalia, Missouri. One of the largest music festivals ever held. Some estimates have put the crowd count at over 350,000 people.
Holy fuck.
Acts who appeared were Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Nice.
Blue Oyster Cult.
Nice.
The Eagles.
Nice.
America.
Nice.
Marshall Tucker Band.
Nice.
The Nitty Gritty Dirt Band.
Nice.
Boz Scaggs. Ted Nugent. Leonard Skinner. Electric Flag. Joe Walsh. Aerosmith. And Spirit.
Shit. That's I would have loved to have been there.
Mm-hmm. I like you ever see the concert footage? It's a different thing, but a large concert of Metallica playing in the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Fucking insane.
That's fucking crazy.
There's like over 1.2 million people there.
Yeah.
Fucking speaking of, I think the next one is about a Soviet Union concert.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. This is 1987. Bruce Springsteen played his first ever show behind the Iron Curtain when he appeared in East Berlin in front of 180,000 people. The show was broadcast on
I'd be
East
so
German
pissed
TV.
as an audience member, though, if I showed up and then he's just behind a fucking Iron Curtain. God, that's annoying.
He's on the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
2009, crowds dancing at a festival triggered minor earthquakes. The biggest tremors were recorded during the headline set by indie band Two Door Cinema Club at Tramlines Festival in Sheffield, England. Manic Street Preachers, Louis Capaldi and Nile Rodgers and Chic were also on the bill. I bet that fucking no one was dancing to fucking Louis Capaldi.
Has anybody seen the documentary about him yet?
No, I didn't know there was one.
Yeah, there's one on Netflix. I saw the trailer for it, and fuck, he was annoying to listen to.
I really like him.
I don't mind him as a person. All he does is ballads.
Yeah, like his music. Just
like
if a track comes on,
he was talking with somebody about something, and they were asking him questions about the documentary. I don't remember the specifics, but he was just so annoying. And then the person asking the questions was like, "Well, but we're doing a documentary about this. We need to ask these things." And he's like, "I don't care." Like, it was just he seemed very.
He
annoying.
does kind of give that vibe, but he's an interesting character. I like him.
He has Tourette's.
Yeah, he's
really
yes.
Yeah, pretty bad. He just canceled a bunch of his shows because he was having really bad tics.
Which reminds me, have you guys ever seen the TV show Tourette's Camp?
No, what the
that
fuck?
Sounds hilarious.
Oh no!
They send a bunch of British kids with Tourette's and they send them to camp together. It's fucking amazing.
Fucking cunt!
Oh my god, dude! And there's one too where they send a bunch of older gentlemen together. They go camping and they're like buying shit, and the one guy's like, "Fucking Lucky Charms!" He's just screaming about Lucky Charms. Mini wheats. Oh, yeah, it's just amazing, man.
Holy fuck! I want to.
I feel bad at laughing, but Tourette's Camp is a really great show. Yeah, it's it's really funny.
One of my best friends has Tourette's.
Yeah?
Yeah. but
like the verbal kind.
No, he's got like the tick type.
Yeah, the physical.
The
kind,
physical tick.
1989, residents of Washington, Connecticut, formed a Rolling the Stones Out of Town action group where they were unhappy with the Rolling Stones and their entourage setting up in their town for rehearsals for their upcoming tour. Residents said that it was like the army had moved in and taken over, with security guards stopping locals and asking them what are they doing there.
I will say that is pretty fucking annoying. That is very annoying.
1972, Rolling Stones Mick Jagger and Keith Richards were arrested in Warwick, Rhode Island, on charges of assault after a fight broke out with a newspaper photographer.
I love that every single episode, there's something about the Rolling Stones.
There's so much
arrested.
Stones shit. Every time I'm like looking up what's happened in today, I cut so much Stones shit. Like I don't know, they're so documented. It's fucking funny.
Well, we got releases.
Ooh.
1977, Elvis Presley's Moody Blue.
Ooh.
1982, Donna Summer's self-titled album, Donna Summers.
Nice.
Well, Donna Summer is what it says. 1989, Alex Taylor's Voodoo in Me.
Ooh.
2005, Iggy Pop's A Million in Prizes, the anthology. And 2011, Limp Bizkit's Icon.
You fucker. You bastard.
Cheers. That's our Today Music History for July 19th.
That's the end of it.
Now we have an album to talk about, which I feel like we fucking talked about so much already. We're talking about Astroworld by Travis Scott.
You didn't give the proper intro.
Oh.
Every episode
Yeah,
on
sorry.
Misfits on Vinyl.
Yeah, cut, Sam.
We talk about
Mark
I didn't get to cut mine. We're not cutting this shit.
We're not cutting it. We're just gonna fix it.
Fuck you
We're
two.
gonna fix it. Every episode.
On Misfits on
about an
Vinyl,
album.
we talk about an album.
Yeah.
We review the album. We say some bullshit, and we go into the history of the artist, what went into making this album, and why Spencer's a buffoon. This week, it's Travis Scott's Astroworld.
Now, I don't believe that there was anything in the well-done research about me being a buffoon.
Anyways, Astroworld is the third...
We're talking about the album, not the concert, right?
Yeah, we will talk about the concert.
We will talk about the concert.
We will. Astroworld is the third studio
It ain't
album.
a mosh pit without some injuries.
Anyways, okay, fucking let me get through this. Astroworld is the third studio album by American rapper Travis Scott. It was released August 3rd, 2018 through Cactus Jack Records and Grand Hustle Records and distributed by Epic Records. This album features vocals from Frank Ocean, Drake, Sway Lee, Kid Cudi, James Blake, Philip Bailey from Earth, Wind & Fire, Juice WRLD, Sheck West, The Weeknd, 21 Savage, Gunna, Nav, Don Toliver, Quavo, and Takeoff, among others.
My favorite Philip Bailey track is the one he did with Phil Collins.
Also, I was going to say, it would have taken you about 15 years to get through all those rap names, knowing you.
Suck my taint.
Production was handled by multiple producers, including Scott himself, Mike Dean, Alan Ritter, Hit Boy, Wonder Girl, who is Cactus Jack's in-house, one of his in-house producers, Tay Keith, Tame Impala, Frank Dukes, Sunny Digital, Murda Beats, and Thundercat.
God damn.
The album... Thundercat's beast, man. A lot of great producers on here. Tay Keith. Yeah, Tay Keith is really good. And of course, you got Tame Impala involved in that, which is really cool.
I will say right now, even, it's kind of amazing with how many artists were involved and producers, how it does sound cohesive.
You should see each track, how many people have writing credits and have, different credits on the song. It's nuts.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, Travis Scott, I will say about him, is an artist. He's like a really good curator of people that fit his sound and fit his vision.
Yeah.
I give him a lot of props on that. So the album follows his second studio album, Birds in the Trap Sing McKnight, which was released in 2016, and his collaborative album with Quavo, Huncho Jack Huncho, which Quavo's nickname is Huncho, and then Travis Scott's called Cactus Jack. So they just made it Huncho Jack Huncho. Which is an awesome album, too, if you like trap. Astroworld is a hip-hop and psychedelic rap album incorporating elements of trap and psychedelic music. There's a couple tracks that kind of have an old-school hip-hop vibe. The title of the album was announced in May of 2016 and was initially teased for a 2017 release, which is kind of a pattern for Travis Scott because he's been teasing his new album, Utopia, for since 2021.
Damn.
Apparently it's coming out July 23rd it was supposed to come out in June. It was also supposed to come out like 2 years ago. So
in 4 days, it's supposed to come out.
Yeah, we're waiting on that Travis Scott album. It should be interesting. It's good timing, actually. The album title is named after a defunct theme park, Six Flags AstroWorld, which was located in Houston, Texas, which is his hometown. It closed in 2005. In 2017, with an interview with GQ, Travis Scott spoke on the title of the album. They tore down AstroWorld, built more apartment space. That's what it's going to sound like taking an amusement park away from the kids. We want it back. We want the building back. That's why I'm doing it. It took the fun out of the city.
Which, honestly, that makes sense for tracks like Sicko Mode.
Mm-hmm. He also, it's a grand album, too. This album is, very large. Scott described AstroWorld as a continuation of his debut album in 2015, Rodeo, stating, "My whole idea was, if you were locked into Rodeo, you were definitely locked into AstroWorld. I'm just finishing the saga I started on my first album. This is supposed to be my second album, but I had to go quick because, like I said, I had all these ideas. I just had to get off real quick. But now I'm finally back home with AstroWorld." So he's kind of coming back to his roots. He actually is putting through a solid vision with this album, and it's very well thought through. So we're going to talk about the artist.
Yeet. Also, I think it's interesting because this album, I will say, it because I think a lot of people think that, I've heard a lot of music critics talk about how they prefer Rodeo over AstroWorld. And I think it's funny, though, because they do sound a lot more similar than his second album does to either of those two.
I personally lean more towards AstroWorld, but I also got really into this album when it came out, so I have more of a connection with that. I wasn't really listening to him. I heard his big tracks before, I heard Antidote, I heard 3005.
Yeah,
I heard Goosebumps, but I never really dove into it as much as
I was the
did
same.
With this album. Yeah,
honestly, until this album came out, I remember when this album came out because A, you showed me Sicko Mode, and then B, I just remember every frat party for a solid 6 months. There was so many tracks from this album that were just bumping.
The moment Sicko Mode, that keyboard starts, everybody cheering.
Yeah.
Well, there's also a really great compilation video of people listening to Sicko Mode for the first time. Not only I posted it on our Instagram story the other day, but people being surprised by Drake being on the track, but also the switches and the beats. People there's compilation videos, 20-minute long compilation videos of people just reacting to Sicko Mode.
Well, and there's 3 different, it basically is 3 different songs that were made one song, but it was done very fucking flawlessly.
Yeah, no, he's unique in some of the stuff he does.
The production on this album is pretty unmatched in the hip-hop world.
Yeah. So about the artist, his name is Jacques Bermond Webster II was born April 30th, 1991.
I would like us to refer to him by just that from now on.
I think I refer to him a lot as Webster, but we can. I'll fill in Jacques.
His name is Webster because he's like a fucking dictionary.
Nice. In Houston, Texas, from ages 1 through 6, Webster lived with his grandmother in South Park, Houston, located in South Central Houston. The neighborhood was notorious for crime and had an impact on a young Jacques. Growing up, my grandmother stayed in the hood, so I seen some random crazy shit. I saw mad bums and crazy spazzed out motherfuckers. I saw people looking weird, hungry, and grimy. Sick. I was always like, I gotta get the fuck out of this shit. It gave me my edge, though. It made me who I am right now. That's a direct quote from Travis. So Jacques moved to Missouri City, a middle-class suburban neighborhood of Houston, when he was 6. With his parents. Webster's father is a soul musician, and his grandfather was a jazz composer.
Ooh.
I know his dad owned a business, and his mom worked at the Apple store when he was growing up. During high school...
Did they sell Granny Smiths?
Yes. Honey Crisps.
They're delicious.
Yes. Fuck. I'm not good with apples. Fuji.
Golden. Delicious.
Fuck you. I don't need fucking apples. You can keep going if you need to.
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
I don't know any more apples.
During high school, he participated in musical theater.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is funny to think about. Webster also attended the University...
Wonder what plays he did.
I don't know. I don't know, dude.
Fucking in Oklahoma.
Yeah. Imagine, dude. That's funny. I wonder, he did musical theater. I bet he did some really fun ones.
Yeah. Probably did Fiddler on the Roof.
I did Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah. Fucking Cats.
Probably did Grease. Every high school does Grease.
Yeah, every high school does Grease. Maybe he did The Phantom of the Opera.
That's a little bit advanced.
That is quite advanced.
Into the Woods, maybe.
Into the Woods, that could be it. Maybe Mother Courage and Her Children.
Les Mis.
Definitely
Les Mis.
Les Mis, yeah.
Definitely.
Can I get my Travis Scott close-up for Les Mis?
He plays Jean Valjean.
No, he said, I had a dream when times gone by. It's lit! Without water. Give me the loot! Just to do fucking all the ballads, man.
Oh, fuck, that would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
That would be fucking fantastic.
Anyways, Jacques then attended the University of Texas at San Antonio before he dropped out in his second year to fully pursue his music career.
Good choice.
Before he was in university and a little bit during, he had a couple brief stints in some rap groups. One was called The Classmates and one was called The Graduates.
Nice.
He kind of focused more on production at that point in time before he decided to branch out on his own, like we said, to chase a solo career in hip-hop. So he stated that his one of his biggest influences is Bjork, and she is one of the reasons why I do what I do. He has also cited Bon Iver as an influence, Kid Cudi, MIA.
Kid Cudi I could really see for
MIA, Kanye West, Toro y Moi, Tame Impala, T.I., and Tom York.
Wow.
From Radiohead, all as influences, which is pretty eclectic for, hip-hop artists, but it does come into a lot of his music, especially some of the stuff experimenting with auto-tune and psychedelic rock.
Yeah.
You get some of the outside influences in there. It makes sense with what he's doing. So after leaving college, Scott moved from Houston to Washington. He moved. Now I know what it feels like to be you. Scott moved from Houston to Washington Heights in New York City, where he began working with friend Mike Wax, who owned a music website called Ill Roots. After moving to New York, Scott slept on the floor at his friend's house and spent most of his time at Just Blaze's studios trying to make music and make it big. Eventually, he got frustrated in New York due to a lack of progression in his career, and he moved to Los Angeles only 4 months after being in New York. So he's a little impatient.
I mean, in all fairness, though, I get it. I do get it.
Yeah, so he's got a vision for himself, which I commend him, and he thinks he can do big things, and he's willing to chase that. So he's in L.A. He was abandoned by a friend he was supposed to live with, who had promised to help him provide him with housing, and his parents ended up cutting him off financially. So he was eventually forced to go back to Houston. When he got home, his parents kicked him out as soon as he got home. So he ended up going back to LA after that, and then slept on the couch of a friend who studied at the USC. So he ended up crashing there for a bit, making music.
Was it Khabib?
No, not UFC. USC, University of Southern California. Anyways, T.I., Atlanta-based rapper and owner of Grand Hustle Records, heard one of Jacques' beats titled Lights, Lovesick, while in L.A. T.I.'s representatives contacted Jacques, asked him if he would attend a studio for a meeting. During the meeting, T.I. freestyled over Animal, one of his productions, and then Webster signed a deal with Grand Hustle.
Damn.
So it kind of happened for him fairly quickly when he was back in L.A., and then he started releasing some of his own projects and featuring on tracks, which I don't include a lot of his features on the document here, but he features on a lot of different tracks. That's kind of where he got his rise to fame. March 27th, XXL revealed that Scott was a member of their freshman class of 2013.
Damn.
Which also featured Schoolboy Q, Trinidad James, Joey Badass, Ab-Soul, Logic, Action Bronson, Kirk O'Bangs, Dizzy Wright, Angel Hayes, and Chief Keef.
Wow.
So there's a good couple names on there. It's one of the better lists, 2013. You add Travis Scott to that, who's arguably one of the biggest hip hop artists in the last 10 years. It's quite an impressive list.
Yeah.
I'm just shocked that Schoolboy Q is on there so late. Schoolboy Q's been kicking it for a while at that point.
Yeah. Well, same with Logic and Action Bronson.
Yeah, a few of them. Like hearing those names, and I don't put Travis Scott in that same category, but that's cool.
Yeah, and also in 2013, he released his debut solo mixtape called Al Faro, which came to much critical acclaim, and it got a lot of comparisons to Man on the Moon. Kid Cudi, he kind of draws direct influence from Cudi. Yeah. He followed up this successful debut with a second solo mixtape called Days Before Rodeo in 2014. This mixtape received even more positive and critical acclaim. Following the success of Days Before Rodeo, Scott's announced that he would headline a concert tour called the Rodeo Tour with rapper Young Thug and producer Metro Boomin. Ran through a bunch of major cities and also had a bunch of other famous artists come and guest appear on this tour. It's kind of a legendary tour with Kanye West making appearances, Chris Brown, Wale, Birdman. In certain cities, they all came out and did tracks with Travis, performed some of their own music. He does have a close relationship with Kanye West, partly due to his personal life.
Yeah, I was going to say, they used to be in-laws.
Yes, but also Al Faro, Kanye, and Mike Dean did some production on it. They helped him. They did a full remix of the album for him.
Oh, shit.
So, because that album, his first mixtape was delayed by over a year, trying to clear samples. So then Kanye and Mike Dean remixed it for him. So he was on Kanye's radar beforehand, and he does appear on a couple Kanye tracks later on in his career as well.
That's fucking crazy.
Travis released his self-debut album, Rodeo, on September 4th, 2015. This album contains singles Antidote in 2005. This album debuted at number 3 on the Billboard Top 200 and is certified platinum. So this is one of the ones that drove him right to big fame. And then 2016, Scott releases his second studio album, Birds in the Trap, Sing McKnight, debuting at number 1 on the Billboard Top 200 with the smash hit Goosebumps featured as a single, which is remixed in 2021 and also recharted again on the remix.
God damn.
Which is pretty cool. One thing is we'll talk about later too is I give Travis Scott full props. He is really good at marketing himself.
Oh, yeah.
He is really, really smart on doing things outside of hip-hop as well. That makes him a really interesting character in the hip-hop scene.
Dude, he plans concerts really well.
Mm-hmm. Fuck you. We'll talk about that. In 2017, Scott announced that he'd be launching his own label under the name Cactus Jack Records. They have Don Toliver. They have Sheck West.
Nice.
I'm trying to remember who else they have. They have a couple other. They had Smoke Perp for a while, but he sucks. I don't think he's a part of them anymore. But anyways, he starts his own record label and he releases his own music under this record label as well. December 21st, 2017, Scott and Quavo released their collaborative studio album. You remember the name? Do you remember the name?
Quavo, Jack Quavo?
No, Huncho Jack Huncho.
Ah.
Close enough. And then, of course, 2018, he drops Astroworld. 2019, there's a documentary film about him on Netflix called Look, Mom, I Can Fly.
Ooh.
I hate the name of that fucking movie. It's brutal. But it's a good documentary. You learn a lot about Travis a little bit. And then 2019, he released the single Highest in the Room, which peaked at number 1 on the Hot 100. And then in 2019, he also releases a collaborative album with his whole crew on his record label, which has kind of made a resurgence in hip-hop recently. They used to do it back in the day, but now more record labels have been doing a collaborative album of the artist. Dreamville did it, J. Cole's label, which they've done it twice now, but the first one's fucking really good. But they released Jack Boys, which was that collaborative album, like I said. That was also a really big hit, so it's cool. They also feature some people not on their label. Drake's on it, Quavo's on it, like a bunch of people are on it. Yeah, fucking really good album.
Damn.
So that's cool. Anyway,
I love when some labels do that shit. It's always so much fun.
It doesn't happen as much as it used to.
No,
But
it should. It should happen a lot more.
So in 2020, Scott performed 5 virtual live performances in the video game Fortnite Battle Royale from April 23rd to 25th, 2020, with visuals based on his Astroworld tour. It received more than 27 million viewers.
Jesus
and
Christ.
Boosted the sales of Fortnite-branded Cactus Jack products such as action figures, skins, and different things you could buy in Fortnite that were...
That's insane.
That were emotes that were Travis Scott related. The performance also included the premiere of a new song with Kid Cudi, which is called The Scots, under the duo of the same name, The Scots. So that premiered on Fortnite. Like I mentioned before, Travis Scott is known for his frequent collaborations with brands. He's like, his shoes with Nike are super, super valuable. People love his Nike collabs, his fashion collabs. He had a collab with Dior.
Well, and like he had a really, really crazy collab with Ocean Gate when they did a concert together.
Okay, we're literally about to get into it. We're literally right there. McDonald's, he had the Cactus Jack meal. PlayStation, he even has a film deal with A24 Productions.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so apparently with Utopia coming out, there's also going to be a Utopia movie, which will be all around Travis Scott.
So that's going to be like Purple Rain then?
Kind of, yeah.
That's insane.
It's going to be a full-length feature film.
Because nobody's really done that in a long time.
No. So
Tyler, the Creator, had been trying to do it for his album Wolf for years, and no production company wanted to pick it up. And then by the time people wanted to pick it up, he said no. Like, Tyler, the Creator stopped doing it.
Well, Daft Punk did it with...
Yeah.
But that was, again, like fucking...
Intergalactic 55555 or whatever.
You don't see it too often. You see visual albums now, but not like movies for albums.
Yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, he's known for his collaborations. Like his Nike shoes, like I said, are fucking insane. People pay thousands of dollars for his Nikes. He's done like all sorts of fashion collabs. He is a fashion, people look at him for fashion. A lot of influence in streetwear culture and stuff like that. So he's a bit of a pop culture phenomenon, I guess, which does take a hit. Because we're going to talk about some of his controversies.
Ooh.
Scott's performances have experienced a number of issues throughout the past. He's very hype, you could say.
What has he done?
At Lollapalooza in 2015, Scott was charged and arrested for disorderly conduct after inciting concertgoers to ignore security and charge the stage. The same year, at the Open Air Festival in Switzerland, he encouraged fans to attack a man who took his shoe while he was crowd surfing by stopping the concert and repeatedly telling the crowd to fuck him up while spitting on him.
Woof.
In 2017, he was arrested for similar conduct at Lollapalooza for his behavior after a performance in Northwest Arkansas. I remember that. The same year, a fan sued Scott and the organizers of a 2017 concert at Terminal 5 in Manhattan after falling from a balcony and being dragged on stage, blaming the fall on a crowd surge. The person was paralyzed, I believe.
Holy fuck.
In 2019...
Did they win the lawsuit?
I don't know. It never said.
Jesus
In 2019,
Christ.
3 people were trampled and injured as a crowd rushed to enter the compound at Astroworld. This is in 2019. Now, the infamous crowd crush at Astroworld. On November 5th, 2021, at least 10 people died and hundreds were injured in a crowd crush moving towards the stage during Scott's performance at the Astroworlds Festival in NRG Park in his hometown of Houston, Texas. On the first night, a crowd crush occurred, resulting in the deaths of at least 9 people and the cancellation of the second night of the festival. So it's 10 total, I guess, is the updated footage, is the updated numbers. In the video footage of the incident, Scott is seen doing the following: continuing performing despite chants from the crowd pleading for him to stop, observing at least one audience member had been hurt, then ordering security for a brief moment to help, jump in real quick and keep going, only to continue with the rest of the show for the following hour, encouraging people to get wild and crazy, despite an ambulance passing through the crowd that was pulling out lifeless bodies. Victims that were killed ranged from ages 9 to 27 years old.
Oh, fuck.
There is the infamous meme, which is sad it's a meme, but of him humming. Have you seen this? Yeah. He's humming over with auto-tune, and paramedics are literally carrying a dead body out of the crowd of like a teenager, and he's like,
it's so fucked.
And he's staring at them. Yeah.
Like, there's so much to love about Travis Scott's like beginnings and like what he was doing. If only he was just a little more fucking humble, I would really love him as an artist. But like after this event, I just can't support a lot of his music.
So I thought this would be an interesting parallel to our conversations we had about the Sex Pistols. Mm-hmm. So that's why I kind of wanted to pick this album, because well, we'll get into it because I'm going to talk a bit about the aftermath. But this is a bit of...
Like the record label?
No, not the record label. The aftermath of the crowd crush we were just talking about. Anyways,
okay,
this is an interesting parallel to the conversation we had about the Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
So, in the aftermath of the crush, news outlets highlighted Scott's history of a dangerous disregard for audience safety. Rolling Stone featured a statement from a fan who had been paralyzed during a 2017 show. Statement is not there, but the Rolling Stone featured it, I guess. The New York Times took note of Scott's guilty plea for reckless endangerment after he encouraged fans to climb security barricades in 2015. The Los Angeles Times article contained an analysis by safety experts arguing that the deaths were preventable. Shortly after, a lawsuit was announced by concert goers. It was started by Christian Paredes, who filed for $1 million due to injuries he received during the crowd crush. Now, recently, like less than a week ago, on June 29th, 2023, a Texas grand jury decided against indicting Travis Scott on criminal charges for the crowd crush.
Fuck.
So he has been found legally not guilty. Now, in the private courts, civil suits, it will yet to be decided, but in a legal standpoint, he is not guilty of any of the charges that were filed.
Yeah, and I don't fully disagree with that. Like, when you're hosting a festival of that nature, you have lots of programmers there. Like, there's more entities who should have just pulled the plug on him and not let him keep going as well.
This also ties into our conversation we had about
Woodstock 99.
Woodstock and Limp Bizkit.
Because now here's my thought, because like the difference, I think the difference between Limp Bizkit with Woodstock and this is that Limp Bizkit was a paid performer at said festival, right? Whereas Travis Scott was one of the organizers of the festival.
Yeah.
So I do agree. I feel like I feel like at a certain point there's self-accountability and people need to not be fucking idiots, you know? So you can't fucking blame the artist on stage.
But it's crazy because fucking crowd crushes can happen anywhere. It happened in that fucking alleyway in Korea. That is mental.
Oh yeah, I remember
fucking
that.
129 people died.
That was fucked. And that was like on a New Year's thing, right? Yeah.
And that's just it. It's like you can't fucking hold one person accountable for the actions of a crowd at a certain point. Like, but everybody has to have their own accountability to a certain extent.
I feel like with him though, he's got that fucking track record of disregarding safety concerns, and if you watch some of his concert footage, it's fucking insane.
The concert footage of that event is pretty dark, like the meme that we talked about. Like, that's a dark fucking moment, and the chance of people begging him to stop. The one light side, if we're gonna pull a silver lining from this, is I feel like after this event, every concert I had went to since, artists are way more on top of like
hella cautious
watching their crowds. Like, I've been to quite a few shows before this, and only one show had I seen an artist stop and hand out waters. After this, like especially right after this, every show
that happened at Billy Talent, man. When I saw Billy Talent, it was one of the crazier shows I've been to. People like fucking crowd surfing, giant mosh pit, like it was nuts. And they stopped halfway through the show. We were in the front. They gave us waters and they asked us if we wanted to jump the barrier and just stand off to the side of the stage and watch from the side of the stage.
Wow.
Yeah, and some people took him up on it, but yeah, it was fucking mental.
Yeah, I think after this event, there was a huge shift culturally in concert goers, or not goers, but by like the artists on stage.
But to be fair, even my point before this incident, his concerts were notable for being dangerous.
Yeah, and I feel like he needs to have some accountability, but you can't put all of it on him. His
responses were just weak. I don't know. Do you have that on here?
I
remember. I don't recall exactly the words, but I remember being like, "Bro, your responses are fucked right now." But it was basically like, "It's not my fault." Like what we're saying is like, "It's your fault that you came to the show and didn't expect this."
Can you do some Googling on his response?
Can I just say this though too? I feel like a part of that though is that like, specifically that like people in the Kardashian sphere generally have a disregard for the lowers. You know what I mean? And it's not just people that are exactly like related to the Kardashians in some way, shape, or form, but it's that Hollywood idea that has like really surfaced in the last, I would say, 15 years, where it's become really prominent, where it's like disregard regular people. Fuck it, they're paying their money for me, right? And I feel like that you see a lot more, and because of that, there is more incidents like this that have happened, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's tough too, I would say, when you're a large international artist like that and you have giant crowds everywhere. Yeah, it's easy to look at fans as just like a non-entity, like they're just like, they're not people, they're the crowds I have every night. You don't look at them as individuals. And you probably dehumanize to a certain extent.
Whereas I individually meet every person that comes to a show because there's fucking 40 of them.
You probably dehumanize to a certain extent the crowds that are at your concert. And you have an energy, a specific energy for your shows, which before this happened, it was like almost idolized how crazy his shows were. Yeah. It was like a folklore thing. It was so fucking cool that he turns up like that. He gets people to turn up like that. So it's a double-edged sword, right?
Which is also insane because, again, like it's history repeating itself. Like we saw that shit happen with Woodstock 99. And apparently nobody learned anything. Like, I guarantee you within the next 5 years, we're going to have an incident at a concert that's going to be worse than Travis Scott ASTROWORLD.
It's just going to keep happening. I have the quote here, so I wasn't totally right on this because he never his official statement. I do remember there was like some rumors, and that's what I read, but I'm not going to address rumors of what he was saying. His official statement was, I didn't even know what happened until after the event. Yada, 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 just kind of talking about how he's sad about it. And then he adds, people passing out, and that happens at concerts, but something like this, damn. It's pretty fucking weak, but at least, but I do remember there was some like rumors about him not really knowing.
But to be fair, like, we've never been up on a stage in front of 60, 70,000 people.
No. Yeah.
You don't know what you can and can't see or what you're paying attention to. You're also performing.
His energy is a whole other world. I can understand that.
Can I say this, though? I have been on a stage in front of 3,000 people, and even that, you can't fucking tell what is happening beyond a certain level. So, amplify that by 30, that's
so you
insane.
You can certainly criticize his track record history of this. This is certainly something. You can
criticize the track record and the response.
It led up. This was something that didn't just happen overnight. Yeah, like he had a pattern of having really highly energetic and aggressive shows, and had people being injured at his shows. This is not the first time it happened. Yeah. So you can criticize that he didn't act before. He
probably should have had a lot more awareness of his shows.
I also heard there was a lack of security at the event as well, which was one of the factors as well.
That is also a recurring thing with all of these concert injuries.
I could pull this up quickly, but I think because he worked with an organization to host ASTROWORLD, and I think that organization has been already held liable for a lot of what's happened.
Yeah,
because he's not directly responsible, but that organization was.
Well, they're using his name, right? I don't know how hands-on Travis Scott is on the planning of this festival.
Probably for his set, everything.
Yeah, for his set, but probably not for the actual.
You pass it on to that company. That's why I want to say.
How many water carts are we gonna have? How many? Travis Scott's not deciding how many porta potties there is.
He honestly picks the lineup,
and that's about it. He helps curate. But I'm pretty sure that whatever company helped host that, they have been found liable in some way.
Well, it's funny too because this is a parallel. Okay, you remember in 2017 the Las Vegas country music festival?
Yeah, the shooting,
and all of that, right? And like that, for instance, is something that has completely like nothing to do with the artist or the festival or any of the security or anything, right? Like that's completely out of the realm of control of anybody that's planning any of that.
It's got more to do with the hotel, I think, and the police and the lack of...
the fact that they like he was able to fucking book that room, fucking all of that shit, right? But it's like that's a very specific example of shit going wrong that has nothing to do with anybody that was involved. You know what I mean? Like
like the bombing in the Paris concert, the Eagles of Death Metal, whatever their band's called. Like.
Sorry, I did double check it. So Live Nations hosted at the ASTROWORLD event, and they settled privately with all the families already.
That makes sense. Yeah,
they knew they were fucked.
I forgot about the Eagles of Death Metal. I forgot about that.
That was a shooting, and then Ariana Grande had the Manchester bombing. Yeah.
Right. Yep. Forgot about that.
Can we quickly take a break? I really have to pee, and my laptop's about to die.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a charger?
Yeah, I do have a charger, but I would have to step in front of the camera to plug this in.
All good.
Sorry, guys.
While we do that, I'll tell a joke that I can't fucking tell on the podcast. When the pull out the
his laptop
one.
Pretty, you're charged.
Yeah. When the Las Vegas incident happened, I had tweeted out and I was like, the real tragedy is that the shooter missed Jason Aldean.
Chilling on a dirt road, lay back swerving like I'm George Jones. Smoke rolling out the window and
blood splatter all over the front row.
Somebody get me in a 4-door.
I need to get the fuck out of here right now.
Cruising down the Vegas Strip.
There's a I did not get hit.
I heard the gunshots. I had to dip. This is some fucked up country shit.
Fucking running away now, 'cause I don't really give a fuck about it.
Back of the dirt road is a place to go.
It is crazy though. That was like almost immediately after his
gunshots coming out the La Margo.
Gunshots firing out of the Mar-a-Lago.
Back at the Vegas Strip is a place to go. Gunshots firing out the La Margo.
Head to the left, then dip to the right. You got to zigzag if you're doing it right.
Gunshots and whiskey. Country music makes me frisky. Yeah, you have to mark that, and you have to delete that content we just.
Yeah, that was not even that I'd give a fuck that much. I just don't want to deal with the backlash. You know? I would still stand by that and laugh about it, but I just wouldn't want to have to deal with the.
No, I don't want to fucking deal with that.
I don't want to deal with it.
The Vegas Strip is the place to go. Shooting down at the Mar-a-Lago.
I've already marked it.
Mark it again.
All right, so jumping into the next part.
Yeah, the notable tracks and singles from this album. I kind of just picked my favorites.
Sicko Mode. Stargazing.
Yes.
Wake Up.
Yes, I just Wake Up.
Wake Up.
I like that.
Skeleton.
I love The Weeknd. Skeleton I didn't put down. It's not one of my favorite tracks.
I dug it.
I love Coffee Bean is my favorite track on the album. I also love Yosemite. I have Butterfly Effect. I wrote Sicko Mode. Wake Up is one of my favorite tracks too. I love The Weeknd. So not so much his solo stuff, but when he features on hip hop tracks, I love him.
Dude, I love his solo shit. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I really dig it.
I'm a fan of The Weeknd.
Do you like The Idol?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Have you watched this TV show though on HBO?
That's The Idol.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else. No,
Idol.
I haven't watched it. I've just heard
creepy things. But it made me laugh because I seen a clip from The Idol and he's like talking about like being creepy. He's like, oh, like your pussy's so tight. But in Wake Up, he's like, I don't want to wake up. I just want you in my sheets. Pussy so good. Pussy so sweet. It just like it reminds me of a line from The Idol.
I do love The Weeknd's Super Bowl performance. Though.
Yeah,
that was fucking cool. Yeah. That was a great way to handle a during COVID concert.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I really like the song Coffee Bean. That song is probably my favorite on the entire album. It's the last track on the album. Fucking rules. Yosemite's really good as well. Like you mentioned, Stargazing, Skeletons, NC-17. There's a bunch of really good tracks on this album.
There's some fucking bangers.
Now, into the reception of the album. Any Decent Music gave it an 8.1 out of 10.
Ooh.
Metacritic is an 85 out of 10, 85 out of 100. AllMusic gave it a 4.5 out of 5. ASTROWORLD was met with widespread critical acclaim. Jordan Bassett of NME gave ASTROWORLD a perfect rating of 5 out of 5.
Damn.
Praising the album's guest appearances and noting Stop Trying to Be God as a record of extraordinary prowess, while describing Coffee Bean as a moment that encapsulates the scope and ambition of ASTROWORLD. Larry Fitzmaurice of Pitchfork.
I wonder if Morris fists Larry.
Larry Fitzmaurice labeled ASTROWORLD as Scott's strongest album to date, stating that his skill as a curator helps sculpt a sticky, humid, psychedelic world with dazzling production and odd pleasures at every turn. I like the description of sticky and humid for this album. It does kind of feel that way. It feels humid. I don't know how you feel about that, Sam. You weren't paying attention, so I wanted to say something.
You fucking got me on my phone. Yeah. Fuck off. I'm researching.
It's stated that it feels that way. I also came out in the summer in fucking sticky and humid Toronto when I was living there, so it also felt sticky and humid at that point as well. But I think it does encapsulate that what what he wanted to do with it. Like, he wanted to make it feel like a theme park being taken away and trying to give it back to the kids. It had that sort of Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that, Spencer? Do you agree?
I feel like I agree with you. It does have that humid, sticky feel, but I wouldn't give it a hot feel.
No.
I everything about it feels a little cold. Is kind of how I
know what we're talking about now. I'm not that. I did not vibe.
You did what?
It wasn't sticky. Wasn't hot.
You didn't think it was sticky and hot?
It wasn't anything. Didn't do it.
You didn't do it? ASTROWORLD didn't do it for you?
No, I'm gonna be honest.
You don't like the song?
No. The production's insane, but it's a hard listen.
Listen to Coffee Bean. Change your mind.
Yeah. I know. I love the production on this. It's a 10 out of 10 on production, but I really don't like Travis Scott's voice and vocals. And a lot of what he does with it is so weird to me. I'm gonna have a hot take here.
I feel like I'm in the middle. Because you love it and you
I can't deny the production. Yeah. I will defend that. And on this album.
I was also feeling the same way, that the production is fucking amazing.
It's insane.
It is incredible. What I thought was interesting was that there was times when I was listening to it where I was like, this should sound muddier than it does, because of how much is going into it, but it doesn't, and that was something I really fucking dug. And I did think that it was interesting, though, how I didn't know there was that many features on it. That was something that I personally didn't pick up on. I did feel, one thing I'll say about the production, is some of the auto-tune felt fucking weird. That.
Yeah, if I'm going to encapsulate production within auto-tune outside of voice, because I try to keep, if I'm talking vocals, I try and actually encapsulate auto-tune in vocals, because that's talking about an instrument. I kind of look at it a similar way, but I really don't like the auto-tune he does at any point. I like auto-tune on voices a lot of times. It's rough in this album, and I don't like that part.
I feel kind of halfway, because I do agree to a certain extent, but I think sometimes on this album it works really, really well, and I really like that.
It has its moments, but most of it, it's a hard listen for me. And, I might be coming from a place because I didn't really listen to this album until after. I didn't follow Travis Scott at all until after, at the whole ASTROWORLD event we already talked about. And then I went and listened to it maybe with a more negative look on him. But overall, the production I love, but I don't like a lot of the ideas that flow within this album.
See, for me, I think, of the 2010s, this is one of the most influential and different hip hop albums that has come out.
Yeah, and I probably just missed
since 2010.
Mm-hmm.
I think it revitalized and changed the way trap music sounds. I think it changed the way autotune was used, whether or not you don't like the way it sounded, but it used it differently than a lot of other artists were using it. It also pushed forward from the way early trap music sounded. It pushed it into a new thing where you get, now most of hip hop is dominated by this similar style of trap. Mm-hmm. Taking in other influences, combining trap music with, whether it's psychedelic or funk or soul. It took trap from just being trap and made it its own. It made a subgenre of trap, psychedelic rap. It kind of
absolutely did. I probably, it's hard to listen to this album now. If I had listened to this back when it came out in that era, I probably look on it a lot more fondly.
I think it pushed the boundaries of where hip hop was at the time, because 2016 was a monumental year in hip hop. That was a big year for music in general. 2016 was a really big year for music. Hip hop wise,
fucking July talk. 2016.
Okay, we're not. That's not adds nothing to the conversation. But thank you for that. But like Life of Pablo was 2016. That was a boundary pushing album for hip hop.
There's a lot going on there. 2015 was To Pimp a Butterfly, if I'm not mistaken, or was that 2016?
I think that was
maybe it was 14 even.
I think it was 16.
No,
but yeah, still like there was a lot happening that year, and I just kind of like.
This came out 2 years later.
2 years later, but like I don't know, I saw what was happening, and I wasn't a big fan. I missed Travis Scott, and so now looking back and trying to like put into perspective what was happening, I can appreciate it, but like I'm still not the biggest fan.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Can we get into the review, or like how much do we got left in the thing before we get into the review? Because I wanna actually like talk about it in the review. I feel
like we're in the review at this point.
I have a couple more notes on its reception. I'll just rifle through quick. It was 4 times platinum.
Nice.
It debuted atop the U.S. Billboard 200. With 537 album equivalent units sold, which 270,000 were pure sales.
Damn.
It won Album of the Year at the 2019 BET Hip Hop Awards. It was also named on countless lists by several publications in the top 10 or top 5 best albums of 2018. Not just best hip hop albums, just best general albums. It was nominated for, I think, 3 or 4 Grammys. It did not win. But it had some.
Who won the Grammy for hip hop album that year?
It might have been Kendrick with Damn.
Yeah. Okay.
Wasn't Damn 2018?
This is 2018.
Oh yeah, so then it would have.
Damn came out in 2017, but the
would you confirm 2018?
This would be for the 2018 Grammys.
Yeah. Can you just see if it's?
Well, this one would be for 2019 because it came out during 2018.
Came out in August of 2018.
Yeah. So
it'd be the 2019 Grammys.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, gotta go through a million fucking things to find it.
I will vamp.
We can just cut. I feel like we're all getting a little low energy. Let's just take a break to find this.
Are you guys getting low energy?
No, I feel fine.
Okay, good. I'm feeling a little low, and that might just be me. I'm sorry.
I feel like I dipped, but I came back.
Okay, bring it back, boys. Second win. Let's go.
Well, there's a lot of content to talk about in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had 2 episodes that were very content heavy. So
Song of the Year that year was "This Is America." Sorry, I'm literally just trying to fucking find it right now.
It's all good. It's all good.
I don't want to wake up. I'm at the Vegas
rap.
shooting. Jason Aldean.
He got away from me.
Best rap song that year was "God's Plan."
That checks out.
And you know who won that year?
Who?
Cardi B, "Invasion of Privacy."
Okay, let's cue it up now and then we'll.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cardi B.
We're back.
We're back. Cardi B won that year. Invasion of Privacy. So Bodak Yellow.
Fucking hell.
Well, I will say, bitch, you can't fuck with me if you wanted to.
Now, I'm gonna say something controversial here about this. I really like Scorpion, like Drake's Scorpion album, and I actually prefer it to Astroworld.
Really?
I think that
I would absolutely agree, but that might be another one. Like I listened to Scorpion at that time. I didn't listen to Astro.
Scorpion for me is like lower on my Drake.
Yeah,
Discog. Yeah,
everything that he's released since then has been dog shit.
Yeah, but before that, there was so much better.
There were some good tracks, but I really like Scorpion.
I think Take Care.
I see, but here's the thing: like Take Care, I would agree. I think that Take Care and Scorpion are my two favorite Drake albums. I think that Views is kind of, I'm not a big fan of Views. I don't know. Call me fucking crazy on that one. That's a personal thing, maybe, but I'm just not a. I'm really not a fan of.
Nothing Was the Same. That's another.
Yeah.
I'm not as deep into Drake as well, so like Scorpion was that album that I heard, and I'm like, oh, this fucks.
It also was like it was played so much more than Views was. Like in terms of like there was more tracks that were on the radio, there was more tracks that I knew people were bumping all the time. I remember it was played before like a lot of comedy shows back when it was super popular. It was at every fucking party. I don't know. It like Scorpion was a banger album.
I don't even know if it's gonna be in my. It'll be in my top 5, but it's like maybe 5th.
We should do a TikTok of your top 5.
I would
Drakes.
like to do because I mean like I think Take Care. Nothing Was the Same is better. If you're reading It's Too Late, Views is better than that. I would even. I mean, I certainly put it over Her Loss, but I didn't even mind Certified Lover Boy. It was okay. Like, there's a couple tracks on that.
I mean, there's always a couple tracks. Drake at least knows to put a few fucking radio hits on every album.
Fucking Knife Talk might be one of my favorite Drake songs.
21. Can you do something for me? That's such a bad song.
I'm not saying the album is a good album,
but he knows.
Knife Talk is like a top 2 Drake song, top 3 Drake song.
He knows how to fucking put out bangers on every album. He knows radio.
I gotta. I'm sorry.
Do you even listen to Knife Talk, bro?
Yeah, dude. I love Drake. Like that's the other thing. Like
I genuinely love God's Plan. We just talked about that, but I do genuinely love that song. It's the fucking bars.
I'm not saying that Certified Lover Boy is a good album. I said it was okay. Just to be clear, you guys reacted like I said it was one of his best.
No, I think we're just talking about you Scorpion, and in my head, what you said was like it's better than Scorpion.
No, I never said it was better than Scorpion.
Also, it was when you said that Knife Talk is the top 2 Drake track.
Top 3 for me. For me,
that's
for me.
You can have that.
You can have that.
Yeah, that's a great song.
I'll let you have that. I'm not saying
you're saying the words,
you
but
can have an opinion. It's fine if you're wrong.
You guys are saying, okay, Mr. Astroworld sucks. My fucking fuck you guys. I was so nice when you were sharing your shitty opinion, Sam. So why don't you guys go fuck yourself, okay? Let me I say one thing about I think an album's okay. I like one fucking song off this album a lot, and you guys you're saying the words that are nice, but your face is like, I mean your face is like that anyways, but you're making weird
I don't have a good face, Aaron.
Yeah, you two need to relax. You need to keep it in your lane, you two. Spencer's like, oh, we're talking about Astroworld July talk. Yeah, okay.
You said 2016 was a good year in music. I just brought up July talk.
I was talking about the hip hop scene. I said into hip hop and music in general, and you're like, oh, July talk.
That is music in general.
Let me talk about Bibio.
Actually, A Mineral Love came out that year, which is a fantastic album.
Yeah, we reviewed
it. It's hilarious. Love you, Aaron. You do have. I respect all your music opinions, and you are right. Knife Talk slaps. Because, like I said, Drake knows how to make an album and always has radio play songs on them. Like that is a fucking banger. He always releases. Every album is guaranteed a couple bangers.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like he knows how to fucking make singles.
Yeah, he knows.
He does not know how to make albums.
He doesn't anymore.
No.
I mean, I think Take Care is like an amazing hip-hop album in general.
No, Take Care is really good.
Yeah, I think it's that's a really well put together album. I think Views is a well put together album. I think that's a really solid album. If you're reading It's Too Late is really good. Yeah, Nothing Was the Same is really good. I think anything 2016 and on personally I think is weaker. I know you guys like Scorpion, but I think it's weaker compared to his other stuff.
No, and that's fair. I feel like I personally there was I think the problem that I had with the other albums after Take Care is that a lot of the tracks were just a lot of the singles were bad, and it made me not want to really be into the album itself.
There's like One Dance is on. Like I think Views One Dance is on. That's a shitty song.
Yeah.
And there's even
started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Yeah.
Started from the bottom. Even
on Take Care. Like I mean, the song Take Care was like a big radio hit, but it doesn't fit the album at all. Yeah. I mean, that's like Drake inputting his singles into complete albums. Like that's like that across
is a fucking great one.
Yeah, it's true.
The Headlines is fucking banger.
I think Look What You Done is his best song. Where he's talking about his auntie and his mom. Yeah.
My favorite is Sandra's Bros, which is from Scorpion. Like that like everything about that fucking song just, I don't know. It hits me in a certain way.
Well, that's our Drake talk. We've hit our Drake talk.
Pulled out a little too much with Drake, I'd say.
What'd you say?
Too much Drake. We need more Travis.
Yeah, but you know what? We had to fill our CRTC recommendations.
Yeah, it's true.
With Bill C11, we'll still be pumped up.
We did that last episode.
Anyways, so let's review this album. Let's review Astroworld.
Yes.
By Travis Scott.
Okay, and what do we review on?
We review these on several different elements, ranging from technical element, musical element, lyrics, reception, album art, and does it hold up? We give it a out of 10 rating. So yeah, let's dive into it. Spencer,
yes,
would you like to talk about your thoughts on the technical element of this album?
I would absolutely love to. Technical element. I'm giving it a solid 10. I actually really enjoyed the production on this. The only thing that like Sam mentioned and I've mentioned it, the auto-tune at some points, but I do think it does still add to the tracks on the album. So I'm gonna give the production a 10.
And I would put auto-tune in like musicality personally.
Yeah, I think that would go more.
I'm gonna come in at like a 9. I think. I wouldn't want to give it a perfect 10. I think it's a really well-produced album, but I don't love every single song on the album. I think it does have its not so great moments, but overall it's quite a impressive scope of music.
Yeah.
Technically it's really cool, it's crisp, it's innovative. So I'm coming in at a 9.
No, that's fair. So we're at a 9.5 right now.
Now musical element.
All right, so a few things on this. I appreciate like you said about, you know, changing the game a lot with this album and really making trap a lot more than what it was up until this point. I think that there's a lot of times that the instruments that are used and like the beat machines and everything is layered really well and they do complement each other. But I will say that there's some tracks that I felt like the second track on the album, it sounded a little too generic for me, where like the beats were just a little too like they were just too like what everyone else was doing, it sounded like. And I know that I'm not as well versed in trap music, so maybe I'm hearing this wrong, but I would probably give it like, I'd say a 6.5 or a 7 out of 10.
Well, I would say with trap, it's not like you're not talking like it's overly complex. Most of the stuff with trap is like, does it sound hard? Does it go hard?
Yeah.
Like that's a big part of it. Like the beats go hard. It's fat fucking bass.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not like you're listening to like, you know, Bach's Fifth Symphony.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's fucking Sicko Mode and Carousel and Stargazing.
Yeah, but here's the thing, like Sicko Mode I really, really, really like. And I think that is a perfect example of like where I'm like, oh, I fucking dig this and I understand what the genre, like what people like about the genre, right? But it's on some of the other tracks on the album that I was like, oh, I can't like, I'm having a hard time liking the beat and following the lyrics at the same time. And,
that's fair.
And that was so that's why I'd say like 6.5 or a 7.
I would say like musically wise too, like it's more of a sound of his voice and stuff, but like he's not as mumbly as some rappers, but he does have mumble moments.
Yeah.
Certainly. I don't find him as mumbly as certain other rappers in the game, but he's got his mumble moments.
He's pretty clear on this album. And that's why like when I listen to it, it's hard to even call it trap, in my opinion, like other than the bassiness of it. Like it leans into the pop world a lot, and that might just be the evolution of pop music to now.
Yeah, I think you can't call it an overarching trap album because it does take different styles of hip hop. It does incorporate lots of different styles of hip hop, and it's also very psychedelic. I think calling it psychedelic rap with elements of trap would be the best way to describe it.
Because psychedelic falls into more of the pop genre in general. Pop has always been influenced by psych rock forever.
So I don't know. I think musically, I'm gonna go an 8 on it. I'm a 9 and an 8. You're a 10 and a 7.
So we're at like an 8 right now.
Lyrically, it's okay.
Yeah, here's the thing that I have to say. Like as much as we just said it's clear and everything, there was some tracks where I was like, what the fuck are they saying? And I was really struggling with it, man.
He is not a lyrical rapper.
No. And then the lyrics that I can understand, I'm like, yeah, those words rhyme, but I don't know if you know what those words mean together. Like so I have to go like probably I'm going to be honest, I'm going to say a 6.
I'm going to go in at a 7. I think I don't know if it falls into lyrics, but flow-wise, his delivery is great. But his lyrics are not, you're not listening to it for lyrics.
Yeah.
You're really not. Travis Scott's music's about production. It's about bigger-than-life beats. It's about, it's not really a lyrical artist. You're not listening to him the same way you would listen to Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
You're
listening to him to get amped up to kill a 9-year-old.
Okay. Nice. Reception, I mean, it was a smash hit. I feel like we have to give it a good score on reception.
Yeah. It's got to be like a 9.
Yeah, 9 I'm going to say 8.5. I think 8.5 is probably fair for it. It was an 8.5 on Metacritic.
Yeah.
So
we're at like a 7.75 right now.
Yeah. Album art. I think the album art's fucking cool,
The album art is really cool. I will say that.
It was I can't remember who the artist was. I'd have to look it up, but the album art is really unique.
It is very unique. I would go high on the album art. I'd say a 9 on the album art personally.
Now there was some controversy with even the album art. So originally there was a transgender model that was in the photo, and without the knowledge of the photographer and the knowledge of the model, she was taken out in post.
Oh.
So then this caused problems with Frank Ocean as well, because Frank Ocean is gay and he's a supporter of he's an advocate for LGBTQ rights and things like that. So they had a little bit of a conflict, but apparently it was not anything to do with it being transgender. It was being a very prominent, distracting figure that didn't fit the film, the overarching theme of the photo, where it's like children's parents, things like that. It was
good cover up.
That's what was said. So it was viewed as a distraction, but that was also a controversy with the thing. Travis explained it to Frank, and Frank did accept his explanation.
And I feel like maybe it was like outfit or something. Like it could have been something as simple as that, because I mean, how many times do you see like a film where you see an extra in the background and you're like, what the fuck are they wearing? And it takes you out of it for a second.
So yeah, he said something along the lines like, oh, I love that support the LGBTQ shit, something like that was his direct quote.
Yeah.
So very along the lines of what he said when all those people died. Damn. That's crazy.
Fucking crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Anyways,
that something?
I'm gonna go bang the Jenner sister.
Anyways, now, so album art, I'm giving it, I don't remember what I gave it. I think I'll give it a 7.5, I think.
Okay, so right now we're at an 8 out of 10. Does it hold up?
I think so.
I'd say yeah.
I think it holds up. I'm excited to see what comes out next.
We've only got 4 days to wait.
Yeah. Well, not really.
Well, from when this episode comes out. Yeah. I'm pretending that we're in the future.
But anyways, yeah, that's it. So what do we give that out of a 10?
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. I think that's relatively fair. How do you feel about that rating?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, we're averaging it out based on like what we both gave it, so that's totally fair. Yeah. I think that it's funny because I feel like the way that I feel about metal and punk is kind of how you feel about trap, So it's like I understand going into it that like. And like I when I'm listening to the albums, like I am really trying to like find the things that like first off I'm finding the things that I enjoy about it, like the first listen through, and the second listen through is where I'm trying to be more critical.
Yeah, well, I feel like with just hip hop in general, I'm certainly open to a lot of the new sounds that are coming out of hip hop. I'm not so tied to the old style of hip hop. I still enjoy people that I still enjoy artists that are in that that sphere, but I definitely like the Futures and the Lil Uzi Verts and the Travis Scotts of the world.
Yeah.
I definitely bump their shit. So.
Isn't Lil Uzi Vert at Stampede this year?
I was just going to say, are we still going to try and see Lil Uzi?
No, it's not Lil Uzi. It's Lil Yachty.
No, is it Uzi here?
No, Yachty's here.
Yachty's here.
Yeah, Yachty took the walk from Poland, and he's here.
Fuck.
Yeah, which I just saw a clip of Yachty, speaking of the devil, playing Poland in Poland 6 times in a row.
Wow, that's annoying.
It's a 1.5-minute song, so it was like 8 minutes of Lil Yachty.
That's fine.
I took a walk. Well, that's like when they played Fellas in Paris.
Yeah.
Like 10 times in a row.
That would be more annoying, I think.
No,
because
Uzi is playing.
Lil Uzi's coming?
Yeah,
Where?
I knew it. He's they are playing Big Four.
Yeah, Big Four Roadhouse.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of want to go see Lil Uzi.
No,
now.
that's why. Why aren't we going?
I'm down to see Uzi.
I'm going to Cypress Hill on the fucking 16th.
Let's plan it.
I'm down to see Uzi. When is he here? What day?
I should have.
I thought Yachty was here. I never saw
Yachty
anything
is
about
here.
Uzi. I saw Jack Harlow, which I didn't care to see.
Yeah, Jack Harlow. Who
You
cares?
see that fucking lyric of Jack Harlow? So just
No.
killing time until Sam tells me this date. But he was like, yeah, he's like rapping. He's like telling a story. Did you hear about Mikey? Our Mikey? Yeah, he just got arrested. For what? Touching little girls.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like this lyric from his fucking song. He was talking to a 13-year-old girl.
Ugh, that's so cringy.
Oh, it's bad. He's not a storyteller.
All right. Well, I feel like that's the end of the episode. We did 2 today. I'm tired. I want to go get some beers with Julie the bartender.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been trying to do that, and now I'm going to do it. We're going to go to a pub in the
I might
area.
be wrong.
Yeah, I didn't think Uzi's coming.
I could have swore I saw Uzi, but
No,
then I pull it
I
up.
could've
and-
sworn I saw Uzi
It's
as well.
Yachty. Pretty sure it's Yachty. I would have been on it if it was Uzi.
Oh, I know Yachty was here, but I could
Yeah.
have swore Uzi was also here. Whatever.
All right.
Sign us off.
Well, that's the end of the episode. Anal contusion.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Misfits on Vinyl, hosted by Spencer Streichert and me, Aaron Walsh, and of course produced by Sam the Tech Man, Sam Lindsay. If you like us, please rate us, subscribe to us, share us. Our socials are Misfits on Vinyl Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. If you want to send us an email with any suggestions or criticisms, we love that shit, so send it away. It's misfitsonvinyl@gmail.com. We love you guys. Thank you.